credit to the Spurs. They played a great game. They made some tough shots, but again, one thing that we've talked about at our group is our resiliency and our ability to fight back. We did not start off the game well. We answered the bell. We came back. We were down. We didn't start the third quarter well again. Made a run. They made a run in the fourth, and then we cut it down to the end. So good progress with our team. No more moral victories for us, though, but growth, which is what we're looking for. Getting ourselves into tight game situations, learning how to play in those. I thought our offense was back to what we wanted to play with a fast pace, getting the ball up and down the court, paint touches, kick out threes, but they made some tough shots tonight, so credit to them.
Brian, is it frustrating? You guys did a lot of things well today, but to go up against a talent like Wemby, who has a career-defining night like he did tonight, what is that like on the other side?
Yeah, credit to him. Tap your hat. Guy made shots, hit some really deep threes. Those go in, tough. But we tip our hat and we move on to the next game. But credit to him for sure.
Brian, what was it in the third quarter? Because it seems like the last couple of games now, that third quarter is kind of giving you guys some fits. What can you find to get what you got towards the later half of that first quarter, where you guys were punching back, to happen in that third quarter?
Credit to you guys. You're playing an opponent, so credit to them. They came out. They made he made some tough shots. I thought that caused us to lose our poise a little bit, to be honest. They went on a quick little run there at the 6-minute mark. It was only a 6-point game, so we actually started okay. Then they made a little run. But that's going to happen. Like, guys make shots in this league. That's the lessons you have to learn. The guys can make tough shots in this league. Can you move on to the next possession, continue to play the right way? I thought we got sped up offensively, rushed a little bit. When we just played out of our flow and out of our system, we got great shots. And that's what we got to continue to do for 48.
You mentioned the runs. You guys, that fourth quarter, 39-point fourth quarter for you all, and it was capsulated with a 24-9 run to try to make this thing interesting and give yourselves a shooter's chance. What was it outside of the things on offense, but defensively for you, that was allowing you to thrive offensively?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. Like, we got stops, and when we get stops and we can rebound, you can see the pace for how we want to play. It's hard to guard because we can attack on multiple things. We have multiple ball handlers. The key is the stops. That's what you got to have consistency throughout the game. That's something we got to keep getting better at. But when we get stops, we're hard to guard because we can play and we can pass and we can shoot. So that's how we got that run. This started with our defense.
It was a really quiet game from Bilal. What did you see from him?
I thought he was fine. He started off good. His defense, he got on the boards, which was great. We challenged him to rebound, so I thought 8 rebounds, 3 assists, block shots. Thought his defense was good. I had a couple times you got into the paint. You probably could have turned the corner more, but, I thought he had a good game. Sometimes the ball just doesn't come your way the way we want to play, but he was aggressive when he had it. Defense was good. Rebounding was good.
What type of spark did JV bring you guys in that first half? Got himself a double-double in, I think it was 10 minutes, but it seemed like the way he was playing, it was trickling throughout the rest of the guys on the floor. What spark did he give you?
Well, that's why he's here. This guy's got a tremendous amount of experience, played in this league for a long time. He's played in a lot of big games, not only just in the NBA, but FIBA. So, this is why we have him, to settle us down, to help our team grow. And he produces when he's out there. Gives us a sense of physicality, of rebounding, and then his playmaking. He really helped us, stepped us up. That's shored the game up when he came in that first quarter for sure.
What type of fluidity did Jordan play with tonight, especially on the offensive end?
This is how we want Jordan to play, aggressive. It's not just him scoring. He puts pressure on the defense. And some of those were not just his assists. There was probably secondary hockey assists that come off that. His ability to touch the paint. He puts pressure on the D, and that's how we want him to play. That opens up the game for everybody else.
The spark and the energy that you did in that first half, finishing with a double-double in it.
Well, I got to do that all the time, We need some energy. We need to, we are a young group, that drives us, so except me.
You talked a lot about leading by example versus not being one to talk. Did you feel like that's what happened in that first half, that you got into the game led by example and guys started following?
Yes, I'm not a heavy talker, I gotta do on the court, I gotta do in the practice, so I'll keep doing that, until I can.
Have you ever played someone like Wemby before? Is there any like comparison or analog to him?
Well, tough one. I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. Who does everything in a high level? You know, them shots, them 3-point shots. You know, we did everything to take that away, but you know, he still managed some.
Jordan, what allowed you to have the fluidity that you did on offense? Not necessarily just the scoring, but the way that you were able to touch the paint.
Honestly, just bringing the ball up. We used a lot of different lineups today. There was a lineup that worked really well later in the game. I want to say fourth quarter, where the ball was really moving around. But I feel like I'm my best when I'm bringing it up and I'm in transition, just because I'm able to put pressure on the defense and I get to kick ahead to guys who are able to make shots. And I think it's just so much of a learning process right now that like trying to get everybody to play the same way. But when I'm bringing up and I'm in attack mode, I get to be aggressive to score. But as soon as the coverage changes or they double me or they start blitzing, I'm able to find other guys and put them in positions to get really good shots. So when they start making shots, and I'm also getting them looks, it opens a lot of stuff up for our entire team.
You talked a lot about how switching to point guard unlocked you near the second half of last year and this year. Is this game like a perfect example of why?
The perfect example. Just because I feel like we played a little bit faster today. We were able to get out in transition. We were able to get a lot of quality looks. Corey got a lot of good looks. Key got a lot of good looks. Alex got a lot of good looks in the pick and pop 5. And then when we're able to bring in JV for just size mismatches, he's so big. He's powerful on the block. He gets rebounds, and he's also a mismatch problem for any big. So even though I'm a really aggressive scorer, I've always been the team first player. So I'm trying to get my teammates in situations where they'll be comfortable when the fourth quarter comes around, when the end of the game comes around. And just try to find them spots throughout the course of the game. So if we can find ways to kind of emulate what happened tonight in terms of how we played up top and in transition, I feel like it'll be solid for us.
The way that you talked about finding guys and when you get blitzed and whatnot, was that part of what allowed you guys to go on that 24-9 run throughout the fourth quarter and give yourselves a chance towards the end?
In the fourth, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Just because, well, first of all, credit to Corey. Corey came over to the sideline and said it's a lot of game left. I think we're down 15 with maybe like 8 minutes left, 7 minutes. And we know it's a long game, and it goes all the way down to the wire. But I feel like I did a good job of getting those guys looks early, getting Key looks early, getting Corey looks early. So when the time does come around, Key hit a big 3, Corey hit a big 3 in the corner. I was able to hit JV on the pocket, which I think ended like a 9-0 run that ended up calling a timeout, bringing them in there. But just because I was able to, find the right guys earlier on in the game, they got confidence going into the fourth quarter, and they were able to make shots when we need them, and it kept us in the game today.